Well, it's after the New Year, the Chinese New Year, and everybody is back in the city of Nanning. And this becomes a problem because just north of us in Guangxi Autonomous Region in Baise, they've had an outbreak. It's the third city that's been locked down since COVID actually hit a couple of years ago. First it was Wuhan. Everybody knows about Wuhan. Then Xi'an, a city of I think 13 million people, got locked down, and they were locked down for 32 days. It took them 32 days to get Xi'an under control and stop the COVID in that area. Now in Baise, in northern Guangxi Autonomous Region, remember when I did the video that we were on a glass bridge? That's exactly where it was. They've had, I think, about 100 COVID cases over the holidays. They're basically locked down, 100% locked down. But what has happened over the holidays is 200,000 people moved through Baise that weren't locked down. They've accounted for 30,000 of those people. So there's 170,000 people unaccounted for. These people could or couldn't have COVID. Nobody knows. So when you're going into an apartment complex, you have to wear a mask. Not only do you have to show your green code with the gold around the outside that shows that you haven't been around anybody with COVID, but you've got to show your green code with an arrow that tells where you've been over the last 14 days. Oh yes, they have all of these things in their arsenal to locate the people that were in that area over that time period, and pretty soon all of this will be over. But you see, right now it's a heightened sense of alert here in Nanning City because a lot of those people from that went through Baise were headed towards Nanning, and Nanning being the capital city of Guangxi Autonomous Region, chances are a good number of them are in the city right now. So we're at a heightened sense of alert right now, and this is a problem for Weifang and I because we're supposed to be flying out of China on the 26th, out of Shanghai to Vancouver, and then to YCD and Cassidy on Vancouver Island. If we get our green code turned from gold to red, you don't get on an airplane, you don't leave the city that you're in. You are basically locked down, and that's just the way it is. So this is a concern to us. One of the things that the Chinese government is very strict on is these green codes. It wouldn't matter if you're the general of the army. If your green code turned red, you're not going anywhere. And that's just the way it is in China here. Another thing, we were supposed to be going to Chongqing for another CT scan and pick up some of the cancer drugs for Weifang at that time. We can get them shipped down to us, but we wanted to see Robert and just do a couple more tests just to make sure. They don't really need to be done, but we like to overdo it just to be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to make it to Chongqing if this keeps going the way it is. And you notice I'm walking through this apartment complex, just new. There's nobody here. It's empty yet. This whole complex, as you see it behind me, seriously, this whole complex, when Weifang and I came here in September 2 years ago, there was none of this here. This is an old white apartment building complex that was, I think, 5 stories high, and in the last 2 years and 3 months, they've torn all of that down. They've built 2 levels of basement underneath, and they've built this amazing complex just across the street from Guangxi University, where we live, type thing. So anyway, so it's sort of put a screw into our works, this COVID, and because it's the biggest migration of people in the world during Chinese New Year, you've got basically everybody gets up and goes someplace else. The rural people go back to the villages to have the holidays with their families and friends and such. The city basically empties out. And that's a problem for us too. Where do you find food? Everything shuts down. It's just sort of like Christmas Day here, where you go down Christmas Day and everything's shut down. That's the same as this place. But it lasts for like 7 days, guys. So we're so used to going out for morning soup, and then we had to actually cook breakfast at home. Oh God, it was terrible. And I'm sure everybody out there is wondering how Weifang's doing. She's over getting her hair cut right now, which is nice before we go back to Canada. Hopefully go back to Canada, depending on how everything works out with the green codes and the COVID and Baise and Nanning and everything that goes on right now. But she is doing fairly well. She's got good spirits, and we're both positive people. I think that makes a big difference, that we are both positive people. We try to look at the best in everything, and going back to Canada, getting hooked up with a Canadian healthcare system, and just relaxing in our home on Vancouver Island for the summer might be good for both of us. Get her on the system, treatments and whatever in Canada, and hopefully by summertime or fall, let's go with fall, we can be back in China making more videos. I haven't been making a lot of videos because we've been sort of preoccupied. There's so many things. When you've been in a place like China for 2-3 years, there's a lot of things to get done before you can pick up and move to the other side of the world. And Canada is basically on the other side of the world. So we've been preoccupied with different things, and one of the big things is we got to take Mimi with us. And she had to get her tetanus shots, and now she's got to go for a medical, and then she's got to get her certificates from the government before she can get on an airplane to Shanghai. Once she's in Shanghai, going on Air Canada seems to be pretty simple. It was $100 to get her a spot, and we can either take her and put her under the seat or put her in the holding underneath the airplane. And I'm thinking that probably the holding underneath the airplane, because if she goes under the seat, she's going to be cramped up in such a small spot that it just wouldn't be healthy for her. And we've already got her a carrying cage and stuff like that. So yes, Mimi's coming to Canada. Mimi, a poor little Chinese cat now, ferocious, just like a tiger. That was dying on the streets with a little handful of noodles, all sores and infected. You saw her when I've showed you the pictures, now she's immigrating to Canada to live on Vancouver Island, one of the most beautiful places in the world. That's one lucky cat. So she's going to be coming with us, and boy, that's an expensive cat too, because all of this stuff, it all costs money. Even to get a hotel in Shanghai, because we had to go to a higher end hotel because it was the only one that we could find that would take the cat. Just for the night to have her in our room is 200 RMB, another $40, and the tetanus shots and the medicals, and putting her on an airplane here, putting her on an airplane to Canada, all of these different things. But yes, if anybody was wondering, Mimi comes where we go. So as I've said, we're in a bit of a COVID crisis here in China. In this area of China, I'm not sure about the other areas. I just know about Nanning. This is where I live, and we're hoping that it'll be okay. Everything will work out properly, and we'll be on an airplane here in about 2 weeks. I will keep you updated. So anyway, that's another video, just letting you know what's going on in our world. Video from Gweilo 60. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Don't forget to resubscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye now.